4 times judges cried in court. Here are top 4 times judges cried in court. Number 4, Judge Wolf, 2nd Division of the 30th District Court. The empathetic nature of Judge Wolf has gained notoriety in the chilly and sensible judicial system, and now she's demonstrating the extent to which she will handle her accused parties. Before her, with sympathy, comes James Rare, a 24-year-old guy from Kentucky who is facing allegations of burglary following him and his wife, Ashley, was discovered robbing a warehouse of 6-screen televisions. Ashley just gave birth to the boy born to the couple while she was in custody, as well as the fact that the two are. There is a no-contact order for co-defendants between them, effectively indicating the defendant hasn't met his infant yet. Judge Wolf, his son, is about to the Roder's hearing and getting ready to begin Ashley's hearing as soon as she detects the young mother displaying her child in the pictures for her spouse to view as he leaves the courtroom, with the understanding that the man hasn't met his infant kid yet, causes a perception in the judgment of mankind, and she chooses to action that you are certain to feel at ease with this. Say nothing. Your attorney is not present at this time, but I recognize that there's a potential that you will return to Todd County and ensure that your baby has been born for a month and you haven't met that infant. But Ashley is called by the Judge Rare to the platform with her infant son, and Judge Wolf says, "I know you. Possess a no-contact order separating you from Miss Rare. This is, that I sent out. I'm not altering the fact that I'm creating a momentary exclusion directly before me on file for you to fulfill this. Observe the infant. This is your kid." A touching scene as Ashley gives the young child to her spouse, who cradles the infant in her arms and kindly takes note of his tiny shirt. Indeed, Ashley Rare is enamored of the compassion of the occasion and is evident blotting her tears, and it appears not just her, though, because the camera pans back to Judge Wolf, indicating that she can observe dabbing at an errant tear on her cheek. Number 3, Jennifer Doro, the judge, makes her want to cry because it's difficult not to reflect on what I had seen and not respond in this way. Judge Darrow, holding a hearing for sentencing at Waukesha County Circuit, Darrell Brooks, Wisconsin court that oversees sentencing after a heated trial, and which Brooks, who is 40 years old, spoke for himself in opposition to over 76 accusations, including 6 charges of deliberate killing following he traversed a Christmas in his SUV. The judge begins her speech by pointing out every reason why she didn't acknowledge Brooks's explanation that he didn't plan to drive through the throngs of people and police cars at these junctions where the lights are flashing. As the judge proceeds with her passionate speech to Brooks's courtroom, Fanning himself casually holds a file folder until it can no longer be held by Judge Darrow when they meet. What occurs next is extremely unusual for a judge in a courtroom. Darrow appears to be growing more sentimental. Yet, as she starts speaking about the 11 Waukesha members' South Band, who Brooks plowed down, she can no longer contain her tears, explains how the evidence she possesses. Observed over and continues, Judge Darrow again and over again, praising the musicians for their bravery, director, who provided testimony in the trial, and one can hear the pure emotion. I consider her a hero for breaking her voice. When Brooks is still there, indifferent in his chair during the hearing continues, and it appears that Judge Darrow pulled herself together. But as she starts to talk once again about the evidence provided by victims of the assault, she collapses naturally. Another video after that. Number 2, Robert Chastain, the judge, to penalize Bo Dukes for assisting in the cover-up of Tara Grinstead's passing Grinstead, an Irwin County resident. The former beauty queen and instructor disappeared. Her body was never located in 2005, although Tara is thought to have been murdered, and although the individual suspected of killing her was exonerated of the allegations. Bo Dukes, his accomplice, admitted in court to authorities in 2017 that he assisted in how to get rid of and hide Tara's body. He twitches with objects on his desk while he searches for any terms that could solace for the Grinstead household. It's just a regrettable circumstance that the families had to mourn for such a long time. Ascertain the fate of Terror Gad. I just can't seem to wrap my head around it. It's evident around the emotional tension in his voice as he proceeds with his speech, and it would have been your period. Understand to step up and say, "Allow me to explain what I did. I don't find any enjoyment in a sentence someone, but you are aware that's what I do for a living." Judge Chastain masters his feelings over time, and he, without a doubt, the longest possible combination of sentences, 25 years to Bo Dukas, guaranteeing at least a minimum amount of justice for the Grinstead family court will impose a penalty on you for a duration of 5 years of state service prisoner on count 2, naturally intending to sentence you to 5 years in prison, following in the state penitentiary count 1 and proceed to count 3, slated to provide you with 5 years in a row of 2 counts to be employed in the state prison, and the court on count 4 is going to give you a 10-year sentence. Number 1. William Atkinson, judge, has witnessed far too much of this same pain. Periodically, Judge Atkinson is in Judge David Meyer. We'll sentence him today on 2 instances of killing someone using an automobile that contains alcohol that is forbidden. Myers's level of alcohol content was about 3 times the allowable amount when he struck Raya and Rebecca while driving Annenberg, who happened to be strolling in Lawrence, Wisconsin. The mother and the daughter was murdered on impact in an instant. The surname Pennenberg is represented in court to find out Myers, and a few declarations penned by their family members are read out and asked for a long prison term for the intoxicated. The sentiments of driver, Judge Atkinson, are evident as he starts to speak to the court, using some really strong language, and I've observed far too many victims of dunk. I was unaware that the family had a car. Completed not relationship, but there are just too many of these situations. Even if they were unaware of the victims or their relatives, it's evident the court has been profoundly impacted by the situation. His voice breaks, and he turns growingly agitated as he keeps on talk in a striking demonstration of humanity. Judge Atkinson starts crying. Crying aloud while picturing the potential for his spouse and child leaving the house one night and not returning due to the conduct of an intoxicated motorist. There's nothing I can do about his actions. Claim that will lessen their suffering. I have no words to express my gratitude to them. Whatever tranquility I have and shall maintain to help individuals comprehend what it denotes, driving after intoxication. To convey to everyone I encounter that when you drink, your loss will be the first thing you rule. But Judge Atkinson isn't purchasing his apology, and Meyer is given a total of 10 years in prison, behind bars for the murders. Thank you for viewing, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fascinating things. Please also provide feedback.